When somebody shows you they care, they show affection, even when you're tired and you're not in the mood, reciprocate that love. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Yasin Ahmed. I am a director of religion and spirituality at a liberal arts college in upstate New York. Prior to that, I was a Muslim chaplain at a couple colleges, most notably Cornell. One of the things that I like to really focus on is the Muslim American experience and what it means to empower youth to take agency in their own faith journeys. And I'm here with Muzz to answer your questions. How do you tell your family that you met someone on an online marriage app? Great question. It's totally normal to feel uncomfortable or kind of awkward about telling your parents that you met someone this way. But I would say it is becoming much, much more normal. I think 30 to 35% of people are meeting their spouses online. So this is something that a lot of parents are going to be familiar with. They're not living under a block for the last 20, 30 years. So they know this is just something that's happening and it's nothing to be ashamed of. Definitely nothing against it from a religious standpoint. I think the main thing is to introduce them before you make a decision at the stage where you're really considering them, where you're honestly considering them. I know some people like to have their parents involved in every step and some people want to wait until that last second. But I think that in-between space gives everybody the ability to voice their opinions. They'll be able to give you insights, they'll be able to help you, but they'll also be more likely to approve of it if they have some say in it. And so I would just keep them involved at that point where it's getting a little more serious. One of the key things that you can always do is figure out who has the most cachet, who has the best relationship with them that they would listen to if you brought up a potential thing. So is it an uncle? Is it an aunt? Is it my older brother, older sister? Often people will feel comfortable with one parent but not the other one. So you tell that one and then together you come up with a plan on how to tell your father or how to tell. So do what makes sense in your family, but try to get some allies on your side before you go in for battle. If you're in a situation where you're not going to be accepted by your in-laws, the first question that you should ask yourself, is this person worth it? Is it worth me spending the rest of my life not being accepted by my in-laws? And if that person is not worth it, or on the other hand, I know my family is not going to accept this marriage, is it worth me breaking up my family for this person? For some people that's yes, for some people that's no, but you really have to be honest about it. One of the things that I see way too often is somebody knows that their family won't approve and they'll date for several years and then they know they're not going to marry that person without their family's approval. And so they waste that time and that energy and that person's heart gets attached to them and ultimately everybody's heartbroken. I would also say it's so critical your potential partner advocates for you to their family. That is not your responsibility to fix everything or to reverse racism or something like prejudice. It is their responsibility bringing you into their family to help you navigate that journey. And for you guys to be clear about the expectations and what's needed in order for you guys to have a successful, healthy, long-term relationship. Number one, you have to have a self-care plan. That there has to be something that you're doing for yourself that you're not doing for your family. Because they're going to sap your energy. Knowing that, take care of yourself. You have to be your own strongest advocate. Your partner has to advocate for you. And these men, a lot of these men, they're scared to stand up to their moms for whatever reason, and their mothers are not treating their wife with dignity and respect. We have to, as a community, stand up for our women. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, that the believing men are protectors of the believing women, and the believing women are protectors of believing men. And so we need to look out for especially our spouses, that's a trust by God. So I do premarital counseling, and these are some of the basic things that I try to tell all couples, just good advice in general. Number one, it's not you versus me. It's you and I versus the issue. Not making it an ad hominem attack on someone, not to make them feel awful, but really focus on the solution and what is the issues that we're working against. So that would be the first thing that I would say. The second thing is how important bids for affection are. That when somebody shows you they care, they show affection, even when you're tired and you're not in the mood, reciprocate that love. Because when they're ignored, when somebody goes out of their way to do something small, maybe they got you chocolate, maybe they just washed the dishes for you or something, we have to be grateful if we want that relationship to continue to grow.